Hi, I'm Aparna Ganesh and you're welcome to Yoga and You, a question and answer series where you guys write in your questions and our dear Hansaji helps us understand the answers better. Thank you so much, Hansaji. She's the director of the Yoga Institute and we've had the series for so long and we've really got a lot of very positive response and people are really looking forward to a lot more. Hansaji, today's question is around sex education for kids. Well, I do have a teenager at home and I also teach kids, but when the concept of sex education came about, I had a doubt. I was wondering if it's a good thing or are we putting ideas unnecessarily in the minds of the innocent minds?
Very right. You are very right that you are thinking in this term. Actually, why do we use the word sex all the time? Why can't we say reproductive system? In school, all these other systems are taught. Digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory system, muscular, reproductive. What different it is. And talking about it, shying it out has no meaning. And all these systems, when we are talking about how to keep them healthy and what are the diseases you will suffer from. That also should be added if they are not teaching. That what are the diseases they usually suffer from if respiratory system is not cleared, and circulation if it's not proper, and so on. In the same way, reproductive system. So automatically, unknowingly, education is given. That this reproductive system, there are opening in the mouth, similarly opening there, all the opening, ear, nose, these things have to be kept clean. So whenever you pass motion, whenever you pass urine, you should wash that place and wipe it dry, keep it dry. No secretion should come out of that place. I mean, all such things. And if you don't keep it hygienic, hygiene is important. If you don't keep it hygienic, what will happen? Unhygienic condition occurs when you touch it. When you create irritation, you feel scratchy, you touch it, you blow it with water and see. Somewhere you have to educate them in this fashion, that maintain hygiene more scientifically. And science means it is very, very clear that you don't bring emotions and negativity into it at all. Now children have to be taught like that maintain this. Now when they talk about safe sex, it is such a wrong thing. You see, children, they are inquisitive. I have seen a boy at the age of, when he is in 8th standard, 9th standard, he wants a girlfriend, and with girlfriend he wants to do safe sex. Terrific. I mean, their entire mind goes in such a wrong direction when they are supposed to study, they are supposed to focus. Here the focus is lost, the mind is continuously with girlfriend, boyfriend, and if so on so forth. Now this is creating a hell of a problem. Education is sidelined, only sex is coming up. So I would say never ever talk about it separately. Safe sex, now this should be taught to grown-ups. When you are married, then you talk about it, not otherwise. It is sexual activity is definitely an education. We are not like animals. We are human beings, and when two humans come together, it is not forcing or overpowering each other. You have to educate yourself to see how cohesively, how lovingly you come together, and this would be part of it if you want a child or otherwise also. But this should be a separate thing by itself.
I guess, Hansaji, where probably sex education came about was that kids at that age are super inquisitive and tend to go and find out in wrong ways of, I think probably that's where sex education came about, that okay, let us discuss it with them so that we give them a proper idea. That is what we had thought of when my kids were growing up. But now that my child is grown up and I'm actually with a teenager, I feel, maybe I don't need to, bring in those thoughts. But I guess that's where it came from.
I agree fully. This inquisitiveness and experiencing everything is creating a hell of a problem, and not at this level of sex. So somewhere we are going in a wrong direction when it comes to sex education and making the whole thing looking so different. Somehow I feel that the hygiene part, the health part should be discussed more, and difference between man and woman's body could be discussed. and every part, what is its purpose should be discussed. So the purpose of reproductive system is very clear, and if it is just experienced, it is going to create problem not at body level, not at muscular level so much, but at emotional level, at nervous level, at mental level. All these children, they become very different. When I see that, I can see and make out that this boy has gone through this experience. They become, so somewhere I am not in favor of hyping this entire sex education in the fashion it is nowadays.
Right.
Teaching in schools and all that is absolutely wrong. Colleges, universities, it should be, the age should be above 25, I would say, maybe 20, but not earlier than that. Now they get married at the age of 30, 32. And talking about all these things earlier makes no sense. Life has to be more focused in gaining more knowledge, gain more knowledge about this also, but nothing to do with the way it's going on. Aparna, I am very much concerned about it.
I guess the teenagers are, exposed also to a lot of media, which is bringing in romance, and
Yes.
the scenes that are getting shot today
I
are far
agree.
more explicit than what they were earlier.
I agree.
So the inquisitiveness is probably more.
Here I would say put it scientific. Let them understand what is woman's body, what is men's body, not touch and see and all that. Understand you also, and that's why again I would say that respect of woman, respect of man. Our woman is much more stronger. Man should understand that, because she has this life-giving force in her. The whole other aspect, that respecting each other, caring for each other, all that has to come along with this. And separately, sex education, I am not in favor of. The way in which it is taught nowadays is horrible.
Hansaji, there's also one thought perhaps for sex education to come about, that parents are somewhere misled to believing that sex education is going to protect their children from child abuse. So maybe, how does one, deal with those parents who, with all their good intentions, are probably not doing the right thing for the kids?
You see, education has to be given in other areas. Every child should know how to protect himself. Every child should see that separately, alone, he should not meet with somebody and sit in the corner and be physically more close. Every child should see that always child goes in a group everywhere. Children have to go in a group. When we send children to school, the one benefit is that they are with their peer group. And so they are supposed to be with group and not separately sitting with somebody. Touch. What is good touch and bad touch? That way I am totally against touch. Person should not. That's why our Indian culture of namaste and hello, sometimes very old people come, we just move our hand on their back, say that, ha mama. But nothing more than that. This entire hype is given because of films and so many other cultures.
Influences.
So here we are supposed to educate. Second, every child should be talking about everything to his parents. They should know that after all, parents will protect them from all the other abuses. World is not safe place, and in world good people are there, but wrong people are also there.
Right.
And child always need protection, and only parents can protect. So child should come home and tell all the details, with whom what he did, with whom what he was talking. So in the family, it has to be an atmosphere that the family is sitting together talking about various things, and every child is supposed to talk about all these things to father or mother.
Have an open
or
relationship.
both. Absolutely open relation. That's where we have to work hard and see that we avoid someone overpowering you physically. So physically also they should be educated. As it was educated, you can throw chili on someone's face, or you can just run away from that place when you find
Or
person
scream.
is, or scream when you are. So these also things should be educated. These are the areas where you have to work on them.
All right. Thank you, Hansaji. Our children are precious to us. We do want to protect them, but like Hansaji said, maybe we are kind of misled with our good intentions as well. So we can just educate them in a way that they can genuinely protect themselves, and let's not muddle their heads up before time. Thank you.